Welcome everyone to our church service this morning. That's it, in you come. Just find yourself a seat anywhere you like. Oh, look, and Theo. Usually the last to arrive, always sliding in just at the last minute. That must mean it's time to begin our service today, so it's going to be a good one. You know, the bit in Genesis chapter 1 where God creates Adam and Eve in his likeness and puts them in charge of all of nature, to be on a fly on the wall at the Centric dinner table later on as they debate this one. This is a subject the Centrics never can agree on. Lots of argy-bargy this lunchtime, I'll bet. But here they come. Morning, Ego, Theo. But where's Eco
don't
gone?
ask. She spotted a spider in the entrance and she's gone to take it outside. You know what she's like. I'd have squashed it, but she wouldn't let me. Did you know she's taken to collecting the slugs in our garden, cycling to the canal towpath and releasing them there so they won't eat our plants? She's bonkers.
Oh, leave her be, Ego. If that makes her happy.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm back now. Crisis averted.
He says it's only a stupid spider. Come on, let's find a seat.
Finally, we can begin. Songs first. Mrs. Davis likes to belt as possible, but nobody likes to say anything. Now the sermon. Time for you to take centre stage, Pastor.
Well, good morning again, everyone. As we look at creation this morning, our reading is from Genesis chapter 1, and I'm reading from verse 26. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth and all the birds of the air and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Here ends our reading.
Oh, now I must catch up with the Centric siblings. There they are, already in heated debate by the look of it.
Look, Eco, can't you see? All this nonsense you spout about us all being part of nature, all God creatures, about men and women being animals too, and we shouldn't eat meat or use animal products because that's harming our fellow creatures. That's not what it says in the Bible. God puts us in control to use nature as we need to.
That's just not true, Eco. You can't just treat the world as you would like without caring about anything. Look what your approach is doing to the environment. People like you are killing this planet. You just buy what you want and throw away what you don't. You don't think about the harm all that plastic packaging you buy things in is doing. Or the carbon your filthy car is belching out into the environment. There'll be no resources left if everyone carries on the way you do.
Oh, no, don't you get it? God will provide us with more. He knows what we need. He's given us the fossil fuels to use. And look at all the good that has come from that. We wouldn't have the advances in medicine, in science, in farming, in agriculture, healthcare, manufacturing, if God hadn't given us the coal, the oil, the gas. I think you should seriously think about your ingratitude, Eco. God has given you these things, these precious things, and you're saying they're bad. It's heretical.
And as I said, they can never agree on this one. But what about you, Theo? Where do you stand on all of this? What did you make of the sermon?
Well, I don't agree with either of those two, obviously. I do believe that God gave us a special relationship with all of creation. So I can't agree with Eco that we're just another living thing on this planet, of equal importance as everything else that lives and breathes. But I don't believe God meant us to have dominion over everything as Ego thinks, and the pastor seems to be implying. It doesn't seem right that we just selfishly use whatever we want without a care for the planet, for the climate, and that we just leave a trail of destruction in our wake. You see, I think we've misunderstood the Hebrew word that ego takes to mean rule or dominion. If you look in other places in the Bible, the same word is used to mean take care of and protect. So, yes, I do believe God has given us resources to use, but he's also given us the responsibility to care for the planet and to protect it. To use what he has given us responsibly and sustainably. So, unlike Eco, I do eat meat, for example, but I also care about the welfare of the animals that end up on my dinner plate. I care that we understand the damage that we're doing to the planet and do something about it. Yes, God has given us resources, but let's use them wisely. What about you? What do you think?
Me? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it. Now you're putting me on the spot now. I'll tell you what, maybe I'll ask these people out here. So, okay, so everyone, who do you think is right? Do you agree with ego-centric's view that the world and all that's in it is ours for the taking to do with what we like? Or do you agree with eco-centric's position that we're just one small species in a very complex system of creation? Or with theocentric, that God has put us here to benefit from, but also to care for and protect his creation? You decide.